Hello friends, today we are going to see an excellent functionality that is live search just like Google. So what I have done is I have added a small search box over here. You can see it is a very beautiful and intelligent also. As soon as I move the cursor over there, it is expanding and it will allow me to search some feature. So I just click inside that search box, and as soon as I start typing, it will wait for 3 characters and then it will start performing a live search. So let me search for example, if I type NAG. So as soon as I have typed the third character, it is searching for all the states and districts in which they have got NAG in their name. So you can see Ahmednagar, Anantnag, Bhavnagar. So wherever there is a NAG, it is finding all the districts. At the same time, it is finding states also. So you can see Nagaland. So it has got NAG. I can keep on typing and then it will refine the search. For example, in NAG, if I type one more A, then it will refine the search. If I add R also, then it will refine the search and then it will remove all other mismatches. So you can see over here all the states and districts with the name Nagar. Not only finding, but when I click on that, for example, if I click on a district, Bhavnagar, then map will take me to that place. And you can see over here, the map is reflecting Bhavnagar district. I can click on any of the locations, say Gandhinagar, and map will take me to the Gandhinagar. So like this, it is very much intelligent. I can click on the district, I can click on the state, say Jamnagar, and then it is taking me to the Jamnagar location. I can change my search also if I click to remove this thing, and then I can search, for example, say KOT. So all the districts with KOT in their name, and I can click on any of the district and map will take me to that place. So it is such an intelligent function. Now you can define any number of layers. I have right now defined only 2 layers to search for district and states. You can have a number of layers and accordingly this tabular data will reflect the search parameters. So isn't it a beautiful functionality? Let us understand how it has been developed. So let me take you to the coding part. So we will start with understanding of HTML part. It is a very basic HTML. I have added only this much of code. You can see I have created a div element with class and ID as center. Another div element, class inner. Center inner is a class. And then I have created a label element for search. And then there is an input ID in which I will be basically doing the typing work, that is input search. And at the end, to display the search result in a tabular format, I have created a div element with live data div. So this is it on the HTML part. Now let us go to the styling part. You can see here there are a lot of styling that I have done. So let me take you to the starting point. This is where the styling is started. So this is a styling related to where I want to place my search button. So I am placing it on the top right corner of the window. So it is coming up from this particular styling part, and then when I move the cursor over there, when I click inside that, how it should behave, all these parameters are coming from there. So you can see if I move the cursor or if I just click on that, it stays, but if I click outside, it is again shrinking back to its original position. So it is such a beautiful design that is coming from this particular styling part. Now this is related to input box, and then this is related to tabular data that is coming up when I type something into that. So if I type something NAG, and then this is how the table is coming up, perfectly aligned with the search box, and then you can see each and every row is behaving, it is highlighting the text based on my cursor movement. So that is again coming from the styling part. So that is defined over here. So you can see over here asset search, what should be the width, and then on the hover it should turn into red, and what should be the border of the tabular thing, and this is how it should be vertically aligned, text aligned, all those parameters. So this is all about a styling parameter. Now we will go to the JavaScript part of it. So this is where it is starting, live search functionality. You can see over here I am using a Ajax and PHP functionality for that. So let us start from the beginning. So what I am doing is I am taking the reference of the input search element. This is where I have created the input search element. So I am taking the reference of it and I am taking the value which user has typed into that, and then I am just trimming the value. So by chance if the user is just typing the space, then it will be removed, and then it will wait for the user to type at least 2 characters. Once number of characters are more than 2, it will start working in the background. First of all, it will clear all the search element which it has previously displayed. So if I am saying NAGA, it has already displayed this. Now if I type R, then it has to clear and then display other elements. So that is how it has to work. So you can see if I keep on typing, it will remove the previous search result and then create the new search result. So that is coming from here, and then there is a Ajax call. Here I am calling a functionality PHP URL, that is a fetch PHP. So let us understand that PHP first of all. So this is the fetch PHP. So here I am creating some variables. I am using localhost database, username and password I have kept Postgres, and this is my database name, and this is where it is connecting to the database using the input parameters. Now once the connection is established, it is taking the information which is coming from the client side. So let us understand that. So here when I am calling the fetch PHP, the request type is post, and then these are the information that is being passed from client side to the server side. So request type is live search, and then the text value which the user has typed in the search box, and then this is the table in which I have to search. So I am searching on a district table. In the second Ajax call I am searching on the state table. So you can see I am making 2 Ajax calls, and then it is I am also providing the attribute field in which I have to do the search. So I have provided all the information that is reaching to this place, and you can see finally I am making a SQL query, select star from this particular layer where attribute is like whatever user has typed. So I am using the like parameter so that any matching records will be fetched, and I am fetching and then making it ascending by attribute value, and then I am fetching only first 10 matchings. So I am limiting the number of records that should be bring on to the user side, and once the query is ready, it will be passed on to the database and it will fetch the result. And once the result is available, I am looping through all the line items and I am creating an array. So I am first of all creating a blank array, and then I am initializing each and every element of the array, and then I am responding back to the client. Once this information is available from database or server side to the client end, then I am processing it. So I am calling a function create rows in a particular table. So here I have created a table. Now once the result is available, I am creating rows. Why I am creating table first? Because I am making 2 Ajax queries over here. So I want to create a table only first time, and then for both the queries I will create only rows. So let us see this create rows functionality. If I go to definition, it is a very simple function, very small function, this much only. So what I am doing is I am creating table row and table cell elements, and then I am looping through all the data which I have received from the database, and then I am pushing it into the table. But one more thing that I am doing is, because when the user clicks on the table row, it has to zoom to a particular feature. So I am assigning a on click functionality, and I am telling to the system that it has to perform zoom to feature functionality, and this is the state and this is the value. So this is the layer and this is the value I want to zoom in. So this is the zoom to feature functionality I am calling, and ultimately I am pushing all the rows into the table, and finally I am pushing a table into the live div element, live data div element, which I have created here. So this is where I am pushing all the tables, and then I am adding it into the map. So this is a simple functionality. Now zoom to feature, you already know, if you have followed my previous videos, you know how to zoom to a particular feature. So what I am doing is I am having a feature value, I am having a layer name, I am having an attribute value. Once I have all these three values, then basically I have to create a URL providing all these values, and URL should be in the form of GeoJSON. So once the URL is ready, I will add map URL to the map file. So you can see over here I am calling add a GeoJSON to map. So basically if there is any already existing GeoJSON, I have to clear that, and I have to define a GeoJSON variable providing URL as an input, and then some styling part, how that it should be added into the map. And once it is being added on every feature, it has to fit map view to a particular feature extent, and then it has to display the map. So this is the basic simple functionality which we have created. So this completes our HTML part, styling part, JavaScript part, and then PHP. It is a very simple functionality but very much useful. Let us see how it is working. We have already seen it. So I can search on any particular value, and it will fetch information related to state and district. So I can type down say AHM. So it is finding Ahmedabad and Ahmednagar. There is no state which is having AHM in that. Let us find out something RAJ. Let me see. Yes, we have Rajasthan as a state, and then there are various districts: Rajgarh, Rajkot, Rajkori. Let me click on the Rajasthan state. So once I click on that, you can see it has zoomed to a particular Rajasthan state, and all the districts are available. So it has highlighted with a cyan color. Now if I click on say Prayagraj, then it will take me to a particular district. You can see Prayagraj. So this is such a beautiful functionality, and many times it is required to be provided on the map. So in this case it is like an attribute query, but user don't have to select layer, field and attribute. Sometimes we need a quick search, so it is serving that purpose. Once I remove this, table will be removed, and when I click outside, it will shrink to its original position. Such a beautiful functionality. I hope you are finding it useful. Let me know what kind of functionality you want to add to your GIS web mapping application. I will prepare a video on that. Thank you.